Alright, ladies and gentlemen out there in the MMA world, also in the kingdom, King JB is here, and today we're going to review Let's Get It On by Big John McCarthy, Loretta Hunt. Had the foreword by Boss Rutan. Yeah, the jacket's off. I got it hanging on my wall. I'm real happy, real excited. It was a real honor to get my book in advance from Miss Hunt, Mrs. Hunt, sorry, and obviously Big John. I thank them for everything they did. I did read this book, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the, first of all, this is the single-handedly the greatest mixed martial arts book I've ever read. You got to realize Big John was there from the beginning of everything, and it's in this book. His history growing up, it's, you know, I'm not a big police guy. I don't like police. In fact, most of the time I can't stand police. There's no more, okay, all the time I can't stand police. But in this particular book, he made me look at things. I never got to look at it from his perspective. And Big John really is a good guy that cares about other people and their well-being. And from that standpoint of a police officer that he was and his father, great, I can commend that. But he also had that King JB stuff too. He loved violence. Not senseless violence, but he loved the competitive violence. He was big and he was in water polo, which you may think that's some pussy shit. No. And Big John, man, you know, the way he described his childhood and his schooling and it's really exciting. It's a really exciting read. He talks about how he met his wife, how Elaine McCarthy. There's a couple things in there about her and Tank Abbott that'll fucking blow your mind. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, including an apology letter that you'll see. I'm not gonna give up too much of the book. It's Big John's book, but I will tell you this much. You guys are gonna love this. You know, you go from everybody thinks Big John was only around starting at UFC 2. No, trust me, he was around at UFC 1. You'll be surprised at who he trained with. You know, going all the way up until the merger, not the merger, but the sale by Bob Merowitz or whatever his name is that got to Fertitta and Dana, and you know, you'd be surprised to hear some of the things that John McCarthy and the UFC went through during their dark ages of MMA. Even trying to deal with the Fertittas as in terms of the commission leading up to Lorenzo purchasing the UFC. Now, like I said, I don't really know how to review this too much without giving you what's inside the book. So I'll give you little bits and pieces. You know, in the book you'll find out who coined the phrase "Let's get it on." Let's get it on. Obviously, we know who did that. But you'll find out who gives credit for the phrase mixed martial arts. You'll find out who did that. You'll find out which Gracies did not get along and what the issue was there. You'll find out what Elaine McCarthy's role was inside the UFC. You'll find out, you'll hear about Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, the old days, Randy Couture. All of the first UFCs, he'll bring you in and give you that inner view from the inside. You'll hear about Vitor Belfort. You'll hear about Vanderlei Silva. You'll hear about the people he likes, the people he did not like. This book is fucking amazing. Amazing. And when you get to look a lot into the Gracies, and that is another thing that I think is amazing. You'll learn a lot about the early days with Art Davie, and you'll hear about the bullshit that Art Davie did to Mr. Gracie himself. You'll hear about, man, there's just so much shit that you're going to be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to give up too much, but you have to go buy this book. Make sure Big John and Loretta Hunt will be on my show, MMA Affiliates Radio, this coming Wednesday. Make sure you listen. You guys can listen at www.blogtalkradio.com/MMA Affiliates. Just Google it, MMA Affiliates Radio, man. This Wednesday between 1 and 3 p.m. It's okay if you miss it. We got the archive. Let's get it on. Big John McCarthy. Great book. Make sure you get all of them. I'm going to get you guys the link so you guys can go buy the book. Buy the fucking book. It's an amazing book. Big ups to Loretta Hunt, who helped him along with this book. She did the same thing with Randy Couture for his book. Loretta Hunt, one of the best writers, journalists in the mixed martial arts world, period, hands down. Regardless of what other people may have said about Loretta Hunt, I think she took that and fed off of it and became great. Big John, without a doubt, greatest referee of all time, hands down. And once you read this book, you'll realize he's one of the greatest men of all time. Greatest ambassador for mixed martial arts ever, Big John McCarthy. And you guys are going to find out. Check out the book. Let's get it on. Big John McCarthy and Loretta Hunt. It's in store September 1st. Make sure you guys get it. We're only, 6 days away? Pre-order your copy now. Make sure you go mess with it. I'm out.